All right, this is Q1 2022 Campbell Soup, and this is going to be quick and easy. There wasn't a whole lot to the quarter, honestly. They're still using 2-year comparisons, which is good because, again, compared to 2020 in the middle of COVID, there's no way that they can beat those numbers, and so they're still comparing everything to 2019, which is great. They are up roughly 5% for the year, and that is again compared to 2019. Um, and The other thing that they're doing is they are doing more with snacks. You know, they're selling more snacks than they are um, the typical Campbell soup, condensed stuff. You know, cream of mushroom, that type of thing. That's personally, that's what I'm excited about when it comes to Campbell soup. I like the Snyder potato chips. I like the kettle potato chips. Um, I like I'm I'm not a fan of the goldfish, but when there are children involved, goldfish is the go-to. It's a nice, easy snack, something they can pick up and chew, tastes good. And of course, when you got the babies around and you're buying snacks for them, you tend to eat those snacks as well. And so, I've always been excited about that. The soups and whatnot, I've never really personally been a fan of, but they did report that they're seeing more millennials kind of pile into those ready to eat um, um, soups and meals and stuff like that. The SpaghettiOs, right? That sort of thing. What we're looking at here on the screen is just their idea of getting their margins wider, right? Now, I can tell you right now, a lot of this is going to be moving more towards snacks than their typical soups. Right now, it's about half and half. They're still selling more soups and SpaghettiOs and things like that more than they are the snacks. But they are, like I said, trying to really push those snacks. And those snacks, I believe, have a wider margin. They have increased their prices already, but they will increase their prices again moving into 2022. I think those new prices will start in June of 2022. And so, again, that's just kind of what they are looking to do to not only stay relevant and stay profitable, but to improve their profitability. I do want to quickly go back to because I've talked about this before concerning Campbell Soup, which is the advertising. I've always said that the advertising was not as great as it has been, but they are working on making that better. And so they did actually talk a bit about that. Um, Gotta get back to the slide. I forgot exactly where it was. The price hasn't moved around much at all. We are in at 43, and I think the price is right about 43 and change. Still paying a decent dividend, so um, not complaining about that. We don't have at the moment any opportunities to make any money on options, but again, like I said, it's not losing money, right? And and at this point, we can only make the money that we receive as far as dividends. If the price moves up higher, we will revisit, evaluation of the company to determine whether or not we sell or we stay in. So yeah, so this is where we are right now. I didn't even know. I think the issue is for me, I don't see a lot of these ads because I'm just not, maybe I'm not their target audience. I don't know. I definitely see goldfish on the shelves, no question about that. Like I said, I don't buy the canned soups, so I kind of just pass right by that section of the market. I am excited about the red hot, the Frank's red hot goldfish, but I don't believe I've seen the red, the Frank's red hot goldfish in any of the stores I've been in. I think that the Madden is a really great opportunity. You know, it kind of goes back to some of the commercials that I really enjoyed during the NFL games with NFL players' mothers. I always talk about that. I really enjoyed that one. I don't know anything about the hot ones. As far as I know, that was always just like crazy hot sauce. I don't know how Campbell soup fits into that, but obviously they have some sort of advertising there. And then the Spotify, SoundCloud, again, I use Spotify. I don't think I've ever heard or seen a Campbell's ad there. I'm not on TikTok or anything like that. So maybe, again, like I said, I'm just not their target audience. Definitely don't watch a lot of the Top Chef type stuff. But I do think it will be really interesting to see an episode of something like Top Chef where you're having to use all of Campbell Soup's products. I'm not quite sure uh, what dish. I mean, of course, soups, right? But I think you'll want to do um, more than just a soup. Maybe you want to do chips and soup or something. I don't know. The paste picante sauce, of course, is I think an American, um, you know, kitchen item. Everyone's familiar with it. Everyone has it. I don't know if the off-brand salsas are also being sold by Campbell Soup. I do know for a fact that a lot of times the manufacturer for the name brand product will also produce a product for the store brand. They just slap the store's name on it. So I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I've been buying Campbell Soup salsa forever and don't know it because I always go for the store brand stuff, right? And of course, Campbell Soup talked about wanting to try to get more into people purchasing the name brand stuff versus the store brand. What they intend to do that, I don't know, other than the marketing that you see here. So that's it. Like I said, company is doing well. You know, they're still growing. I don't know what catapults this company above, you know, their peers. But as of right now, they're not doing bad.